Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and studying well. So, students, today we are going to begin with the next chapter of geography, that is chapter number 5, Major Domains of the Earth. So, students, as you have read in the first chapter, that Earth is the only planet which has life, it is the only planet where human beings can live. So, have you ever wondered what is so special about our planet Earth that only here life exists? So, students, the life is possible only on Earth due to the presence of three main components, that is land, water, and air. And in other words, these three components are also known as the domains or the realms of the earth. And students, the environment of the earth is so conducive for living due to the interaction of these three realms or domains only. What are these three domains? That is land or lithosphere, water or hydrosphere, air or atmosphere. So, students, living beings on the earth are found in a narrow zone of contact where all these three domains or all these three realms they contact, and the place where all these three interact with each other is known as biosphere, and the place where these three interact is the place where life exist. So in other words, we also say that this biosphere is the realm of life. It is the place where life exists. So in our today's chapter, we are going to study about these three main realms, these three main domains of the earth one by one. And the very first one which we are going to discuss in our today's session is lithosphere or land. So now, can anybody guess and tell me what is land or what is lithosphere? So children, as we all know that earth is made up of so many layers. So the layer which is the outermost, or we can say the solid portion of the earth on which we live, is known as lithosphere. Now where does this word lithosphere comes from? So students, the word lithosphere has been derived from the Greek word lithos, which means rock. Therefore, the lithosphere, it is made up of solid rocks and layers of soil. It comprises of the rocks of the earth's surface and thin layers of soil which contain nutrient elements and sustain organisms. Now students, this lithosphere, it is divided into two main divisions. The large land masses of the earth are known as continents, whereas the huge water bodies are known as ocean basins. Lithosphere comprises 29% for the continents, whereas 71% for the ocean beds, and many physical features which you have studied in your previous chapters like your mountains, plains, plateaus, they all are present in the lithosphere, and these physical features are of utmost importance because they support a variety of flora and fauna. So now further students, we are going to discuss about the various continents which are present on the surface of the earth. So you all have studied about the continents. You all are very well aware. How many continents do we have? Yes, we have total 7 continents which make up less than 1/3 of the earth's surface, including all the big and small land masses. And now let's discuss about each of the continent in some detail. So the very first, or we can say the largest continent of the world is Asia. So students, this continent Asia, it is the largest continent of the world, not only in the terms of geographical area but also in the terms of population. It lies in the northern hemisphere. It contains the highest mountain of the earth, that is Mount Everest, as well as the lowest land region, that is the Dead Sea. And here students, the Caspian Sea and the Ural Mountain, it separates Asia from Europe, whereas the combined landmass of Asia and Europe forms the longest stretch of the land, and together this landmass is known as Eurasia. Next, let's talk about Africa. Africa is the second largest continent, children. It spreads across the northern and southern hemispheres, with the equator passing almost through the half of the continent. It has the world's largest desert, that is the Sahara Desert, and the world's longest river, that is the Nile River. The next continent is the North America. It is the third largest continent of all the seven continents. It is linked to South America by a very narrow strip of land which is known as Isthmus of Panama. This North America continent lies completely in the northern and the western hemisphere. The largest freshwater lake in the world is located in this continent, named as the Lake Superior. Next in the line is South America. It lies mostly in the southern hemisphere, stretching down towards Antarctica. The Andes, the world's longest mountain range, run through this continent. The Amazon forest, the largest tropical rainforest in the world, covering over 5.5 million square kilometer, is also located here. And not more this, South America has also the world's largest river, the Amazon River. Next comes the fifth largest continent, that is Antarctica. Being the fifth largest continent of the world, Antarctica is the world's driest and the coldest continent, as it is covered with snow all the year round. Due to this, it is also known as the White Continent. It lies around the South Pole and extends to the Antarctic Circle. Since it is permanently covered with snow, children, there is no permanent human settlements in this continent, but many countries have set up their research stations in Antarctica. India is amongst those countries. The research stations of India are named as Matri and Dakshin Gangotri. Next comes the Europe. It is the sixth largest continent in the world. It is bordered by Mediterranean Sea on the south, Asia to the east, and Atlantic Ocean to the west. Europe is the home to the smallest country in the world, that is the Vatican City, which has an area of 110 acres. The tallest mountain in Europe is Mount Elbrus in Russia, and the famous Alps mountains are also located in Europe. Turning to the last but not the least, the smallest continent of the world is named as Australia. It lies completely in the southern hemisphere, and since it is surrounded by seas and oceans from all the four sides, it has been given the name of an island continent. A very interesting feature of this continent, children, is the Great Barrier Reef. It is the world's largest coral reef system, which lies along the northeastern coast of Australia, and it is one of the seven natural wonders of the world. So students, this was about the various land, or we can say the lithosphere of our planet Earth, the place where we live.